Hi, I'm Bill. I'm Director of Technical Operations for Imaging Spectrum, and we've got a new product we want to show you today. This is the new SnapLab unit from DNP that kind of picks up where the old SnapLab, the 10L and the 20L, left off. The nice thing about this one is, although it is designed to fit on a 620, in fact it has these nice little side panels that you can actually connect the two together with just the use of a couple of screws that aren't included with the printer. Or you can use it with any of the other roll printers from DNP. Works with the DS40, the DS80, the RX1, and the RX1HS. So all of the other printers do work with this unit. In fact, you can have them all hooked up at the same time and have different media. At this particular time, the 40 has 5x7, the 80 has 8x10, the 620 has 4x6, and the RX1 has 6x8. And we can print to these different printers with this one unit, so it's kind of neat. The original SnapLab was great for doing quick little events where it didn't require a lot of proofing, a lot of editing afterwards. This one, like its predecessors, will allow you to put borders in there. So if you did need to put something in that for Christmas or for corporate gigs, and you need to put their logo in, so it does allow you to install this in this unit just like its predecessors. So we're going to show a few things today, mainly how to print from cards, and it has a card reader in the front that will work with all the cards available right now. I've got an SD and I have a flash drive, so we're going to do some prints off of that and show you how that works. It does have some preferences you can go in and change, like this is just kind of a ready screen that'll run. And again, this is more designed for sitting on a counter at a store for people to walk in and use. So again, you can go in and make adjustments to it, but this is a lot of the defaults that I'm going to leave running for you. So anyway, so it's going to do a little slideshow of photos here, but as soon as you tap on it, it is going to ask you to agree. And again, you can turn this off, but this is the kiosk for if you were going to put it on a counter or something. So I'm just going to hit agree there. Okay, and I'm going to do prints today. Okay, and it does ask where it's coming from: memory card, USB device, iPhone, iPad, Android. You can also do it wirelessly. It does have these connections on the front for the different phones. Today we're going to again concentrate on just cards. So I'm going to go ahead and hit USB device, and it's going to ask me to insert it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the USB in. Okay, and what it's going to do is it's basically going to show everything that's in there. Now I have folders that have photos in it. I also have just photos sitting inside the root of the flash drive. So I'm just going to scroll down, find some photos here. Okay. For the UT fans, I'm going to pull up a photo of Bevo here. So. Okay, and it's asking me what size. Now, it is asking me for all the possible sizes that can be printed on this combination that we have here. Because we have 5x7, it will ask if you want 3.5 by 5 or 5x7. On this one that has the 4x6, that would be the 4x4 or the 4x6. This one has a 6x8, so again that would include like the 6x8 size. 8x10 would be the 8x8 or 8x10. And of course, you could also do a 8x4 on the 8x10 printer. For this particular one, I'm just going to hit 4x6 and print it to the 620. It is going to ask between glossy and matte. I'm going to hit glossy. Just like running it through a computer, the matte finish always takes longer than the glossy. Okay. Now it does give me the option. I can go in and I can edit it if I want to, and I can also pick quantities that I want to do. So I could go up to as many copies as I want. Okay, I can also click edit, and it'll allow me to go in and zoom, crop, do all the usual tools that I want to do. I'm going to just click close and hit next here. And one thing neat about this printer, again, if you're going to use it in a storefront, it has a great way to keep people from leaving their cards in the machines. I'm going to go ahead and hit next here because it's just verifying the product. It is going to remove your device and print next, so that'll keep people from leaving that in there. And it's going to go ahead and send it to the printer. and it's going to print in its usual time. It doesn't change the print time, it just changes. You know, obviously any device will send it to the printer differently. And it's going to pop out here in a second. Yeah, there he is. There's Bevo. So again, prints to any of these printers, any size that you want to. This one again does have the 6x8, so we're gonna print something over here. And by the way, as of right now, it will not let you pick a photo and send 4x6, pick a different photo, send to 6x8. It does not allow that to be done at this point, and I don't know if that's something that's going to come on later versions. It is something we're going to request for later versions. So I'm just going to go through this again. USB device. Scroll down, find a different photo. Yeah, I'm going to do this photo of me. 6x8 is pretty close to 8x10 aspect ratio. Actually, I'm going to print this 8x10 because I can, and it's right there. It's going to ask me if I want to zoom or crop or anything. It's going to remind me to pull this card out, or the flash drive out, and now it's going to print. And again, this is going to print in the usual time, so this is going to take about 35 seconds to print. So we're just going to let the DS80 go there for a while and print out this 8x10. A couple of other things I wanted to go over. Obviously, it has all the controls here in the back. It does have 4 USB slots in the back of the printer, and of course, these are going to all 4 of the printers. The on and off button is also on the back of the printer. It does have a little ledge here, which is really for these, but you could also, I don't know why, but you could put a print there if you really wanted to. Really brand new on the market. It was shown at Photokina, and we did get a sample one in to test. Okay, so there's that 8x10 photo. Yeah, I know, I'm looking pretty goofy there, but anyway, so again, it gives a great bunch of options. Last thing we're going to do is do an SD card here. Again, same basic controls. Again, those can be turned off if you're not using it as a kiosk function. You know what? I just hit the wrong one. I hit USB drive and it still popped up, even though I'm using a card. So smart machine, smarter than I was there for a second. Okay, I'm gonna hit 4x7, 5x7 this time. Hit glossy. Okay, this is Eric, one of the owners here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit edit. This was taken with a cell phone, so it does have its limitations. But I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit, and now I'm going to hit close. Okay, now I'm going to hit next. Confirm that. Again, it's reminding me to remove the device. While that's printing, I'm going to talk about how to get in and do changes to the preferences. Again, there's a ton of preferences in the printer. Won't let me get to it while it's printing though. The screen does hold. But basically in the bottom corner, left corner and the right corner, that's how you get into the ability to make changes to the printer. So there's that 5x7 we just printed. All right, so once it goes back here, hit the I agree. And now it'll let us get into the controls of the printer. Okay, you hit the left side twice, then hit the right side almost at the exact same time. So it gives options here: settings, orders, stats, diagnostics. So if, let's say you wanted to see how many orders you did, and again, if you're going to be using this in a retail kiosk environment, you can check what you've done for the day with orders or with stats. You can also go in here and do some things with the computer, because this does have a regular Windows computer inside of it. You can do reboot, shut down, quit the application, which when you do start this up, it does automatically start the application, so you do not have to do anything with that. But we're going to concentrate right now on settings, okay? So one of the first things it asks for is initial parameters. So you can go in and change like how much time before it goes to sleep or runs the slideshow. You can actually change it from inches to centimeters if by chance you want to have this in, say, some other country that does use the metric system, you can change that. In fact, the default is the metric system because it does come from Europe. So just FYI, when you do see it, it will ask for those, instead of being 4 by 6, it'll be 10 by 15. So do know you may want to go in there and change that. Anyway, so these are some of the initial parameters that you can set on here. We'll just hit cancel and go back. Language, it does default to, when you open it out of the box, it's going to ask for what language do you want to do it in. And again, this does come from Europe. In fact, the box is made in Italy. So it does come up and it does have English with the British flag, Spanish with the Spanish flag, etc. So do know that it is going to have European specs as of right now, but you can go in and tell it just to default to English and not give you that option. And that's, can you select language? And so I've changed that from yes to no. I'm just going to go to OK here. Photo sources, again, that's just telling you, are all these on? They are. Okay, you can do, you can have a receipt again if you're going to use it in the kiosk environment. Anyway, these are just some of the things that you can do behind the scenes. Again, I was talking about being able to put frames on. So if you're doing a corporate gig, you want to do Santa Claus, Christmas time, Easter, New Year's, any kind of borders, you can choose those here and also add more on import files. So anyway, there's just some of the basics about the new SnapLab unit from DNP. We're going to pick this up real quick, show you the difference. So this is the unit itself, okay? And like I said, it's been fun for us here. We've actually had it on the counter upstairs in the kitchen for everyone to come in and use and learn, and that's kind of how we find out information. We get feedback from our own employees, and that way, we can kind of see how to help teach you how to use it. So anyway, this is the first part with the new SnapLab from DNP. This was using cards and flash drives, and just showing some of the general parameters there. So we're going to go back to the rotating photos here, and thank you very much.